Oh, you know what? I can look. Let's look
Can
on
you
my
see
phone and see if.
Hey y'all, we having some technical difficulties. Sorry we're late.
Is it showing?
We're trying to figure this out.
Just one. I'm gonna go to my room so I can. See, Mario don't have Facebook down on his phone, so.
Okay.
Oh, we're it out.
Hey y'all, we having some technical difficulties.
Alright. So basically, we just wanted to come together and provide a platform for not necessarily our age group, but just a type of millennial marriage platform for, like, you can't go to your grandmama no more. Like, you can't do that anymore. We wanted to be able to have a place where people can feel like they can ask questions, they can, they can ask questions, they can talk. It's a safe place. I get a lot of questions from different married women who, I hear everything. And sometimes people just don't feel comfortable with going to their moms or their grandmother. So we just want to come together and provide our experiences, our life, everything we've, encountered. And together we all have a combined 30 years. Marquita, go ahead.
I'm Marquita. Me and my husband has been married for 10 years, been together for 16. We have 3 children together. Marriage is serious.
And then, of course, I'm Aja. Me and my husband has been together, 11 years, but we've been married for 8. We met in college, and
hello, I'm Shakira. Me and my husband, we have been married for 12 years, together for 16 years, and we have 3 wonderful children together.
So we just want to give you all just some of our knowledge, not that we're perfect or know everything about marriage or Mrs. and Miss Marriage counselors or anything, but we definitely want to give some of our knowledge base. Like you said, people have come to her asking her questions about her marriage and different type of ways how they can have these relationships. So let's just get into it.
So some of the questions, like here, this is one of the questions that I have gotten before, and it's moving in with your spouse. So when it comes to that, or moving in with your soon to be spouse, yay or nay?
I did it.
I did it.
Okay. I think we all pretty much kind of do it. I think that it's not the worst thing to do that. I think that you maybe, especially I guess let's look at the age group. If you're in your 20s, maybe you should wait to do that. Maybe you should kind of look into, although I was in my 20s when I did it. But now if you were over age, like if you over 30, you may need to try to see what's going on with him or her.
Especially when kids are involved.
Especially when kids
are involved. I think it's healthy to see your soon-to-be spouse in that space.
Right.
I don't think every day. Day by day.
Because like my grandmother always told me, you don't know somebody until you live with them.
You don't. You don't have a clue who a person is until you have to live with that person to know how the foods they eat. You really don't know a lot of information about them until you actually waking up and want to sleep with that person. That's just the bottom line.
Exactly, because it might be how they eat their cereal.
Right, they get on your nerves. That smacking and all that stuff, leaving the bowl in the sink and you wonder why. And not promoting to shack now, y'all, but you may want to test drive that car before you buy into it.
Right. It's just basically learning how people operate in that space, because what if you get into like where you have different roles, like okay, he knows that I'm pretty much gonna cook, I'm gonna clean, blah blah blah, and that works for y'all.
Right.
And then you get pregnant, and then you find that you're the one that's still taking on all of those roles.
Yeah.
When does it switch up? Like, when does it become, okay, well, you do this and I do this? Like, do you still take on all those roles? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's shared responsibility, especially when children get involved.
Right, I agree with that.
And that's definitely need to be something that you want to discuss, because we all come from different backgrounds. You're going to come from different backgrounds with your spouse or your fiance, and so you definitely need to know that you have to share responsibility, especially when children are involved. There's no way that a woman can take all those responsibilities and the man just work and do his thing, and you gotta clean, you gotta work, clean, take care of the kid. That's a lot.
Right. And that, I always say that me and my husband, we don't have gender roles at all. Like, of course, I'm not cutting no grass, but I'm not doing stuff like that.
I don't know how to.
I mean, I have fun blowing that little thing.
Oh yeah,
I like that
because I don't be wanting that stuff on my porch.
But that's my responsibility.
Right.
But I do feel like gender roles are just for millennials. I feel like it just need to be thrown in the trash.
Yeah,
like you live here just like I live
here.
It's
a different day and age where it's no. To me, it shouldn't be a such thing as gender roles when it comes to a relationship. You should not have where the woman doing this, doing that, doing everything, and then the man doing the outside stuff where he's working, he's when he come home, you got the meal prepared. That's not realistic. Yeah. I mean, because if you're a working mom or entrepreneur, you got stuff you're trying to take care of too.
Right. And deadlines and stuff. And even if he doesn't know how to cook, it's always good. He should be able to stop and get some takeout and bring it back home. That creates one less thing that you'll have to do when you get home.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Or like when people be like, I've heard people complain about, like, a man will say, oh, she's not desiring me anymore. Like, but you have to also understand that there is a level of accountability for a husband as well. You can't just come home, flop on the couch, and then think that once she finishes her day, that she's available to you. It don't work like that. Right. If you want something out of something, then you need to be able to be accessible to her, help her clean the kitchen. If you see she's cooking, start washing the dishes or start sweeping the floor. Help get the kids in bed. Help, give baths and get them prepared for school. The less you take off of your wife, the more available she could be to you. Exactly. And a lot of times people don't understand it, like, oh, but that's woman work. That's what they do. That's what a wife do. No, if you want something, then you got to get something. I mean, you can get something out of that more, and a woman would be more to having. Matter of fact, she'll just have more time, and she won't be as tired.
The load will be lifted if she can go and she come home and she cook, and then you got the dishes and you taking care of the other things that's going on in the house. That load off of her, so she will be accessible to you when you need her to. So yeah, I think that's definitely something that,
and she appreciate it.
Yes, Lord knows
she will appreciate it.
She will definitely appreciate it,
because I just like, and I feel bad for people who are kind of like in that role of you do this, I do this, because. Just what if that day is just not working? Like, what if that day is just not a normal day?
Right.
What if you literally had 3 more stops to make before you got home? The cook. I mean, just from the time a woman wakes up, you wake up, you get yourself together, you take a shower, brush your teeth, whatever. Then you gotta now go to the kids, get them up, get them baths, get their clothes out. Then you gotta drop off at school. Then you go to work. Then you gotta take another commute to work. Yeah. Then you gotta pick them up, then bring them home. Then you gotta practice. I mean, it's just
grocery store.
Go to the grocery store.
You're not gonna have all the groceries that you need for that meal that you have in your head. It's not gonna be in the house. I don't care how much grocery shopping you do. It's not gonna be there. So you gonna have to go to the grocery store at least twice a week.
Right.
And I hate that, but it's true.
Somebody
gotta go.
And it's like when you get home, work doesn't stop. Like, you clock into another job.
Right.
It's the kids and the husband and the cooking and the cleaning. Like, and I just don't think people, understand that anymore. They feel like if they're helping, they being too, like they're crossing that gender role. Like, oh, I ain't about to help. That's not. Even if you are the man and you're the provider, you're the sole provider, I still feel like the help is needed. Yeah. Because taking care of home is a full-time job. But people don't think that because they've never been in that role, and until you've been in that role, you'll understand that from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, it's a full-time job.
It is.
And it's teamwork. It's teamwork. Yeah. Teamwork makes it better on both parties. It takes the stress off of both people, and it makes your day go by a little bit easier.
Yeah, it really does. And then you can be pleasable to your spouse after you get some of those other headaches out of your way. It makes you feel like, okay, now you can go on to that next level once you are comfortable with what all the day have run, because it is difficult. It's hard. Especially if you gotta commute far. Yeah. I don't, thank God, but
Yeah. And just to bring a little laughter to it, I've encountered where I've had friends that don't feel comfortable, like when they moving with a man, like everything, like they want to go to bed with the makeup on, they had no bonnet, no eyelashes, like
lingerie every night. Now let me tell you something. You can pretend and play them games early off if you want to, because that man is going to expect that when y'all do get married.
Don't introduce nothing to your marriage.
That you ain't gonna do. You better put on a t-shirt, wrap that hair, put them buttons on, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because that ain't gonna work. Because you're not gonna want to. Because it's hard. You can't have this idea in your head that, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna have these lingerie and have a million pieces of lingerie. Yeah, that's not
especially not when kids come involved. That's definitely out the way.
They gonna be trying. What you got on? What y'all doing?
They might end up being in the bed with you.
Right. And that ain't gonna work. And they definitely will try to get in the bed with you. So yeah.
What about people who like you know how they get to the point where they don't use the bathroom in front of their spouse, and it's just extra, like, you know, like
that's very extra, because
waking up, like what if you work overnight and you gotta wake up before you get home and get yourself together, like that is just so unrealistic.
That's too much.
Yeah. But I know people like
people
that.
Do like, and yeah, some people, especially a lot of women, do not want to use the bathroom in front of their person, in front of their husband. And I don't understand that. I feel like you need to, it's natural. Everybody does it. It's okay. Get you some poopy gone, that spray it up, flush, drop and flush, and keep it moving. If you that embarrassed, and make sure you drink some water, because you shouldn't be that smelly.
Because it's going to happen. Everybody has to use the bathroom.
Right.
It's a natural thing.
And guess what? You know what my mama always told me? Guess what? They don't care about doing it in front of you.
Oh, absolutely. They're not gonna question.
They don't care.
They have no worries about that. So
I feel
you shouldn't
like
worry about that.
After you have a baby, it should go out the window. Because they see everything. Like you can't be trying to hold no gas in. You can't be trying to do none of that. Like it is what it is.
Because when that baby come out, a whole bunch of other stuff happens with that whole process. So by the time you get to that, he done seen it all, so it's okay. I think that should not be a worry
or a deal breaker.
And
that might not be the person for you.
Right. If he like that, then you don't even need to be with him no way. But
there are some men like that. Like they're really picky like that. Like I don't want to see my woman, you know, outside of what I feel like how she's desirable. Like a lot of men feel like they don't want to see all that. Handle your business, do what you need to do, and present yourself to me. Like but you know what? See, that's why I feel like the bottom line is always friendship. Like when you're friends first, all that stuff don't matter. Like the lust go out the window. I'd rather somebody be in love with me than to be in lust with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna get the real person when you in love with somebody and that's your friend. Like you can be. You wanna. I don't want to live with somebody that feel like I got to be uncomfortable. Like they can't move, but they can't do anything. Right. Like I want to. We chilling. Everything just.
Yeah, I think that you definitely need to have a friendship with your significant other before you even get to that point of moving in. That's before marriage, of course. If you want to move in with them before, you need to have a good friendship, because that should be that foundation that you all can always go back to, is having a good friendship and a good partnership, and then you go to that important part, which is the marriage. But definitely you need to have a good friendship. You cannot not be friends and not like each other and all this foolishness.
But you know what? Some people always be. Have you heard people say, "Well, I have a friend for everything." Like, "Oh, I have a friend for this. I have a friend for that. I have a friend for this." But then when something goes wrong, they reaching out to those different people instead of dealing with the person that's in their marriage.
Right.
And see, like for me, that's different. Like anything I go through, it's Mario. Like I go to him. I don't feel like I need to keep. I don't do that because number one, he my best friend. Like that's true. Like people just use it. They make all these hashtags, best friend this, and it don't even really be their best friend. Like my husband is literally my best friend, and people will get mad at me because I just don't. Even like with like just going through different. When you pick your husband, that's the person you gonna go through everything with.
Absolutely.
And so that's everything. Anything you encounter in life. So if you don't feel like you can talk to your husband about anything, like that's not your best friend.
It's not your best friend.
And that's a relationship that you need to nurture and work on, because I don't want to ever feel like I got to depend on everybody else outside of my marriage. Like, what if they get tired of hearing about your stuff? I mean, what if people get deaf ears to situations a lot. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can hear people going through the same thing. Like, look, if it's not a solution, I don't
feel like hearing about it. Because I ain't your man, so I don't want to. Who cares? You know, at some point you're going to get tired of listening to your girlfriend fussing and complaining about the different things she's going through. You need to go to your husband. Your husband should be that person that you're able to tell anything to. I don't think it's nothing that no decisions that I make do not go through my husband. My husband is definitely my first person. Babe, what you think about this? Babe, look at this. What you think about this? We don't do the babe. I hate. We don't do babe. We say baby, which was, you know, we were kind of a little old school. They don't leave us alone. But you know, anything that I do, I always, and it's not asking for permission. It's for asking for his guidance, because he is the king of our castle. So it is for me to make sure that, is this even a good idea? Should I look into this? Any little decision. So I feel like if you don't have, you got to go to outside people outside of your household for those confirmations, then yeah, you need to look into your situation with your spouse. Yeah. Because that's not normal. You need to have your husband, your wife should be your best friend. Period.
And that helps open up different lines of communication.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Which is the number one when it comes to a successful relationship, any relationship.
Absolutely.
Whether it be with your spouse, your family, your friends, communication is key.
You have to have that communication. You can't just not be talking to them and all this type of stuff. What you think about that? Going to bed, not talking now.
If you make me mad,
I do not like that. I like to have a little bit of a conversation first. Well, even if it's an argument, I want to talk.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely don't like leaving the house mad. I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Leave your house and you've been arguing, and then y'all leave and part ways, because life is short. You don't know what's gonna happen, so you got to kind of, you know, not mad fix it all. Of course, you probably still gonna be mad. Now, I'm not saying I'm just not gonna be mad no more, but you do need to kind of close that loop.
Still say.
I'm mad.
Even if it was close. I'll see you later.
Bye. Right. I'll do that. Absolutely. So yeah, you gotta have some time.
You going to the store or not?
Right. I need. Even now with text messages, I am so glad social media was not around when me and my husband started dating. I'm glad because none of this.
No, it wasn't.
Cell phones. We barely had a cell phone. I mean.